Today we will talk about how to make a strong offer on a home in 2022. Make a strong offer. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving it. The past year has been really competitive in real estate market all over the United States. I would say that inventory is our worst enemy right now. There are not a lot of homes being listed, and there is a big demand that kept driving prices up over the past couple of years. So in a market that is competitive just like that, in the seller's market, it's important to have a unique strategy when making offers in order to maximize the chance of them getting accepted. In this video, I'm gonna give you 6 tips that will help you increase the probability of your offer getting accepted. Quick disclaimer, what I'm gonna be talking about here is mostly related to Bay Area, California market, which is really competitive. And your area may be a little different, but I'm sure using the tips from a highly competitive market are gonna be helpful all over the United States. So first of all, let's talk about the price. I think it's one of the most important factors to consider when making an offer. We noticed over the past year that a lot of properties are being listed below market value in order to get a lot of attention and create a bidding war. So in some cases, when we've seen a home listed for $900,000, it could go for $1.2, $1.3 million. And it's important to understand and look not only at the listing price, but what is the likely price for this property to go for. So I recommend asking your real estate professional, creating a CMA report, a market evaluation report essentially, for every property that you're thinking to make an offer on. This way you're gonna be avoiding playing lottery and just submitting random numbers, seeing if that's gonna stick, but more likely gonna be making educated decisions on the properties that you're interested in. And you can probably relate with the psychology of round numbers when you're thinking of how you're inputting your search on real estate websites. Are you likely to look at homes below $1 million or below $700,000 with zeros at the end? Or are you being more specific as I want to see homes below $1,150,000? Exactly. And to continue this, as random as this may sound, we noticed that over the past year, people do favor having number 8 in the offers, opposed to some numbers that may be associated with bad luck, like number 4 or number 13.
I am 13.
So do avoid having those numbers in your offers and consider having number 8 in your offers while avoiding the round numbers. Tip number 2, let's talk about contingencies. We noticed that it's been very common to remove contingencies in order to win an offer over the past year. If you're not familiar with what removing contingency means, typically it means that you're putting your 3% earnest money deposit on the line. So if you're thinking of an offer for $1 million, you're essentially putting $30,000 on the line. And if you are not able to qualify for the loan or canceling contract for any other reason, you may lose your $30,000 deposit by waiving the contingencies. So we noticed that in some cases it made sense, maybe it did not make so much sense, but a lot of people were waiving the contingencies in order to get that offer accepted. I'd recommend to consider this case-by-case basis and see where it may make sense to remove contingencies. But in some other cases, if you don't have any inspection reports provided by the seller, I would consider still having that inspection contingency, even though it may decrease the chance of your offer getting accepted. But you're gonna sleep better and you're gonna know more about the property getting into that contract. Basically, you don't want to just buy the property and throw everything you got at it and then regret your decision. So do talk to your real estate agent whether it's applicable for you to remove the contingencies or not. Also talk to your lender because they may be telling you whether it makes sense financially for you to remove appraisal contingency or loan contingency. By the way, my name is Vladimir Westbrook, and on this channel, we get straight to the point on real estate topics. So if it has been informative so far, please click that like button and subscribe button, and let's keep watching. Number 3, cover letters. Let's talk about that for a second. Cover letter is a letter from a buyer to the seller with a little bit information about them. Maybe mentioning who they are, where they work, what their family is like, and what stood out in the property to them. Now, depending on what area you're working in and what conditions of the listing that you're making an offer for, you may or may not be able to submit a cover letter. So do ask your agent whether it's possible to submit a cover letter with your offer. And if it is, then absolutely do that, because it can literally make all the difference and increase the chance of your offer getting accepted. Over the past couple of months, we've had at least 4 situations where the listing agents told us that we were not the highest offer on the table, and still the sellers selected our offer because it just stood out from the other offers that were presented to the seller. And if you don't know what to say in that cover letter, I would be happy to send you the example of the cover letter that we submitted with our offers. Just text cover letter with your email to the number that you see on the screen, and I will personally send you the example that we used on our offers. Now, with tip number 4, if you want to take it to another level and do even better than a cover letter, consider shooting a video of yourself telling a little bit about yourself and why you're making the offer on this property. Maybe highlight some of the things that you loved about the house. And we noticed that something like this stands out a lot. And especially when other people are making their cover letters, not a lot of buyers are making videos. We also have our agents on the team film themselves and talking about their clients and where they're coming from in terms of submitting this offer and what they love about the house. So we may submit an offer with 2 videos, one from the buyer, one from the agent, and that increased the probability of offers getting accepted by quite a bit, even in situations where we're not the highest offer. Tip number 5, disclosures. Now, as I mentioned in the beginning, depending on the area where you're making offers, the disclosures may or may not be available to you upfront before you even make an offer. Now, if they are, I highly recommend reviewing the disclosures and inspection reports and signing them together with the offer. The reason for doing that is you're essentially telling the seller that, hey, I reviewed all of the documentation, the inspection reports, I'm satisfied with the property condition, and I'm serious about buying this house. And we've been in situations with our buyers where we had competing offers that were slightly higher but did not have disclosure packages signed off, and the seller chose our offer just because of that commitment that we're providing with signed offers. So once again, if the disclosures are available to you prior to making an offer, I strongly recommend signing them off and submitting them with the offer. This can make all the difference in acceptance of your offer. And finally, tip number 6. It may seem like a no-brainer, but I'm gonna mention it anyway. Don't wait too long. In the market where the inventory is so limited and demand is so high, it makes no sense to wait a few days or a week until you're really gonna make a decision whether you wanna make an offer or not. Mostly buyers get to that point after they made a lot of offers that didn't get accepted, and then they understand that, okay, as soon as I see the property, I should just make an offer right away, the same day. But I recommend starting with that mindset right away. If you're just going and touring first homes and you see something that you like, submit an offer the same day. Don't wait for too long, because chances are, if you wait for a few days, that property may be already in the contract with somebody else. So there you go. These were my 6 tips on how you can increase the probability of your offer getting accepted in 2022. And if you happen to be looking in the Bay Area, California, I would love to help you out. I have more stuff written down here in this notepad that I would love to share with you privately. If you would like that, just go on zoomvlad.com or dial the number that you see on the screen. If you're still here, thank you for watching this video to the end. I hope that you found this content useful, and please help us support this new channel. Consider subscribing for more videos like this one. We're going to be posting here every Friday and Tuesday. And remember, your success is our priority.
Vladimir out. Okay.
Are you still filming?
Yeah.
Stop.
Anything you want to say?